friends, I'm Jody. Welcome back to This Beaded Life. So today we're here to do the first project with the French quarter bundle. So I'm going to turn you guys around and we're going to make this bracelet. Super easy, super fun. I really enjoyed making this bracelet. It didn't take me very long, and I just kind of winged it, you know. I wanted to add a little something extra on the top, so I just kind of figured out how to do it, and I'll show you what I did. So let's turn around. Okay guys, so I pulled everything out here that we're going to need, and we're going to need something from everything from the set. So this is a 7-inch bracelet from clasp to the jump ring, and it only took 18 of these. And so you still have, I think there was 30 in a pack, so you should still have like 12 left over. Then I'm sure we can figure out something to do with them. So I'm just going to show you how to make this really pretty bracelet. I have 18 of these pulled out. We're going to open up our seed beads and just kind of have those there. We are going to, oh, I got a mess here. We're going to cut open our strands. Okay, there we go. I still have a few of these strands left on my Etsy shop, but that's unfortunately all I have left of that. So we're just gonna pull some of these off. Oh, we didn't use the big gold ones. That's what we didn't use in this one. I was like, wait a minute, we didn't use everything. We only used some of it. So I'm just gonna pull some of these off, and then I'm gonna set this aside. And I bet you we're gonna be able to get a lot of different things out of this really cool little set here. So what I'm doing is I have like a complete set. I made this over with just the leftovers of what I had, like, because I had to kind of restring everything to get everything onto the strands appropriately to do the right amount for everybody. And so this was like some leftover ones, and I have a kit that I had to keep for myself to do all the classes with. So we will be just reusing my same kit, so which means it'll be like the same thing that you guys are doing. The other thing I got is this is a 2-needle project. So I have, I measured out my 1G, and I'm using this, sorry, it's all a mess because I'm a mess. I'm using this 1G in this like mauve color. I think for the other one, I ended up using this lavender one, but you can use Wildfire, Fireline, 1G. You can use whatever you like. Just as long as it's like something that's very, very, something that will move real easy for you, okay? So it's a 2-needle one. So what that means is we kind of work from the bottom of the bracelet going up. So the first thing we're going to end up doing is we're going to make this little U shape here, right? So this has 6 beads on it, 6 seed beads. And so we're just going to take one of our needles and we're just going to randomly grab 6 seed beads. Or you can do all one color. It's totally up to you. I did all random colors just because I wanted it to be really colorful and sparkly. So here's my 6. And then we're just going to, I made long tails on my needles just so I wouldn't have as long to weave in and out. All right, so now we have our little starting point here, our little like U shape. All right, next thing we did is we just grabbed a hold of one of our 2-hole beads, our 2-hole gold nugget, put them on there, and just ran that down to the end of our seed beads. So there it is. Okay. Then the next thing we did, I believe we had 2 in here. Yep. If I remember correctly. So we used 2 seed beads to go in between each one of these. So we're going to pick up 2 seed beads with each needle and then pick up our other item, our little cabochon, our 2-hole cab. So there's that one. And there's that one. Doing these projects like this with 2 needles makes it go a lot quicker and a lot easier. And the only thing you do have to be really careful of is that you're not picking up your cab upside down. So you're going to want to try to keep it as like straight as you can. And so I'll pick up the one cab and then stick my needle through the other side and just pull that straight down. Okay, just like that. All right, and we'll just kind of keep going here. Grabbing 2 more seed beads. Okay, pull those down. Spreading my threads apart just to make sure I have this facing the right way. There's nothing more disappointing than getting partway through and seeing that you have one of these upside down and you're like, no. So just take your time and just pull your threads apart so that it flips around the right way for you. And then chances are you won't make that mistake. So we have 3 of them on already. And we add the other seed beads and the purple melons when we're done making the base of this. Okay. And so we just pull that apart. And we'll go through the next bead. Super duper easy. I'm using a size 11 needle too, by the way. Okay. When you get to the point where your tails are being stuck inside your beads, you can scoot your needles back out. But I found that if I make my little thread pieces shorter to begin with, it's a little bit easier for me, and I tend not to get it knotted up or tangled up on anything. So, and then I just kind of readjust as I go. And right now it's going to be kind of loose and floppy, but we will be able to tighten it all up as we go through the rest of it. Those 2 are stuck together. Just do a little. Now I'm, do you ever like see something that's not right and then you fixate on it? That's what I'm going through right now. There we go. All right, so now we can pick up our seed beads now that we fixed just those 2 little seed beads, which was really weird that I had to do that right away. And here we go. Super duper cool. And I'm just going to be using the gold clasp and the 2 jump rings like I included in the kit for you guys. So like I said, again, you have plenty of these. So if you need something longer than a 7-inch bracelet, just add more of the cabochons. I think like each little, let's kind of measure that real quick just to kind of give you an idea. So each little two seed beads, and cabochon takes up about 3/4 of an inch. Oh wait, no, I'm just kidding. A 1/2 inch. So right here. So just add one of those for every like 1/2 inch that you want to add on, and you should be able to get to the size that you want pretty easily. You could probably do them all and end up with kind of like a wrap bracelet, and maybe add some like leather to the end or some silver silk to the end. The different ways to create this or to make it your own are endless, really. You could even have these like further apart if you wanted to do like a seed bead, a melon, a seed bead. There's a bunch of different things you can do with this. But this one I was sitting there on the couch and watching TV with my daughter and my husband, trying to decide what I wanted to do for the first project. And I was just kind of playing with it on my lap. Like I have a little tray that I bring in there with me, and it's actually pretty simple. So it took me a couple times to figure out what I wanted to do with the purple beads, because I really wanted this to be like multi-dimensional. I didn't want it just to be like a flat bracelet. I wanted to have like a little bit of a raise up on top of it. So it took me a minute to kind of figure that out. But once I got it figured out, we were good to go. I'm so glad to see that these kits are hitting you guys. You're getting them. And I've already received a lot of really wonderful reviews, you guys. Thank you so much for the reviews. I am so appreciative of it. And I hope you guys, see, now I didn't spread it. See what happened? And I hope you guys all liked your free gifts. I had a fun time going through my stuff that would match, and like just grabbing items that's like, oh, this would look really good with this, or trying to imagine how you might use it. And just I don't know, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to go through. Like I had some gemstones, I had some extra clasps, I had some fire polish, like just all kinds of fun stuff that I added as little free gifts, and everybody got something different. So it made everybody's super unique and personal. So I hope you like it. All right, so that's why it's important to spread your threads apart, because otherwise you put it on upside down. All right, so now we only have so many left. And I think what I'm going to do with my bracelets is I'm going to send one to Danielle, because I'm going to have two now. And, my little way of thanking her for her very sweet thing that she did for me. And, just like, thank you. The thing that's so nice is like this community really just works together, and everyone's friends just back them up. And I can tell you right now, there's nothing I wouldn't do for those ladies. I mean, not a thing. Like if they need help with something, I'll be right there, And I often have said many times in our little group chat that the four of us have, that I wish we all lived closer so we could all help each other more, And, it'd be wonderful, but unfortunately it's not in the cards for any of us. I tell them all, I'm like, just move to Michigan. That way I don't have to actually pack up and move. Although I would move to Colorado, or I'd move to Washington, or I'd move to Tennessee. Like I'd move to any of those states. Those states are all beautiful. So I would do it in a heartbeat if my husband would do it. But he is a Michigan man through and through. We will never permanently give up residence in Michigan. We will always have this as our home. When we're super old, we might have a second home somewhere warmer, but this will always be our home. So, yeah. All right. We are just cooking and booking, guys. See what I mean? This doesn't take long. And you know what? The other one doesn't take long either. And we will go back and reinforce. I am doing this whole video with you guys just so you can see the repetitiveness of what we're doing. And because this might be something really new for some of you, and some of you it may not be. So you can absolutely skip forward if it's something that you just want to get to the next step. That's absolutely fine. But I do want to leave the full length here just so that you can see every little piece of it. There we go. We are only have 4 beads left, guys. 4 beads left. I love the Delica mix. Oh my gosh, the Delica mix is like my favorite thing. That and well, I love all of it, but but like if I had to rank each item, like it goes the Delica mix, then the pearls, and then the last two are tied, the melons and the 2-hole. I mean, I love it all. Like, it's wonderful and it all looks so beautiful together. And I had so much fun picking it out with Danielle and just, you know, had such a good time. I hope she asked me to help her pick out stuff in the future because it's so much fun. I mean, I know that she's got a lot on her plate, so we don't want to give her any extra work right now, but maybe down the road when she wants to do any more little sets, we can look at stuff together. I send her everything and then she approves of it or, you know, changes things. And yeah, she's very open to my suggestions and it makes me so happy. Makes me feel like I can actually do that part, you know, because that's the part that scares me the most about having my own shop to take care of and do things, because reality is it's going to happen. And I know I'm going to see ups and downs, and it's a little nerve-wracking, but I'm excited to be able to send people in a direction to actually get something that I'm, you know, using. Even if I'm just using the one piece in like a totally, you know, different like companies, whatever stuff, at least you'll know that you can get one of the items. And I'll have the ability to stay in stock on things a lot easier, because right now I don't have my wholesale license. So I pay full retail for anything that I get. And so unfortunately, like, you know, there's wiggle room because I've done the thing of buying bulk and selling smaller units. So for like different like findings and stuff that, you know, you guys may just want to test out. You know, I'm selling those memory wire end caps like crazy. I got to look through those and make sure I have enough to get me through for a week or so. All right, guys, so here's where we are. We just ended this part here. So as you can see, that's what we have going on right now. And so at the other end, we want to do the same thing. We're going to put 6 of those seed beads. So I'm going to take my one thread and we're going to just set it aside. I'm going to poke my needle in my mat because we're not going to need it right now at this time. But this one, we need to put 6 on here, and I'm just picking whatever 6 come to my needle. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, there we go. Drop those all the way down. And then we're going to go through here and let's see, show you real quick. Okay, see, so I went through here and I came out here. I put on 2 seed beads, a melon bead, 2 seed beads, and went the opposite direction, okay? And don't worry, we will go back through and tighten more things up. So I'm coming out here. I don't know if you can see my needle. I'm coming out here out of this, whoops, out of this one. All right. And I'm just going to pull that down. All right, so here's my thread coming out of my 2-hole bead right here. This is the thread in my right hand that we're not using, but this is my left hand. This is the thread with the needle that we're gonna put the other beads on, okay? So we have that. And then I'm going to grab my needle. And once we get a few of these done, I can pick it up and do the process closer. But for right now, I just have to have it down on the mat and just kind of like, let me zoom in a little bit. And now this is where it's going to be important once you get some stuff strung on there that you try to keep it tight, okay? So we have it, we went through here, came out here of this 2-hole bead, and now we're right here. So we're going to pick up 2 seed beads. There's 1 and 2, a melon, and 2 seed beads, okay? And we're going to drop that down, all of it. And then we're going to take this and we're going to go through the next 2-hole bead on the opposite side. So we're coming out here, we're going to go in here. Okay, and then come out that 2-hole bead. We're not going to go in and out of any of the seed beads down below us or between each one of these gold cabs. We're just going to go over them, okay? So now when we do that, whoops, I got myself looped in here. Watch carefully. Go slowly on the first few to where so you don't get yourself knotted up and looped up. Okay, so there's our first one. See, it kind of like zigzags over. And that's what this is going to do. So the next one, we're going to do the same thing, but now we're coming out of here. So we're going to go in to this one. So we're going to pick up 2 seed beads, a melon bead. Let me get these closer so you guys can see everything. And 2 seed beads. And then we're going to drop those down. All right, and we're going to gently pick this up, put our needle through that next 2-hole cab, the opposite side that you're coming out, and just straight through the cab. Don't go through any more seed beads. And then we're just going to pull on the thread we're not using and pull on the thread that we are using. And then that tightens it up too, okay? So just like that. And we just keep doing that all the way down to the end. Let me go ahead and do that. And here we go. You could probably do something similar like this with other 2-hole beads too. So if you're wanting to kind of get like a little crazy and make like a bunch of these bracelets, because they really don't take all that long to make. They really, really don't. And make a bunch of these using other styles of beads, you absolutely could. I mean, it would be a lot of fun to do that. And if you're doing any kind of like craft shows, I think these would probably be really fun to have and give people some options and of different things that they like to see. All right, so we're coming out there. We're gonna go through here. And come out here. And Let's just hang on to the other thread and just pull that through. You're not in a race, you don't have to hurry, and just pull it tight. And those should all kind of like just snap down in there. All right? And we can just keep on going. And these I, kind of like left it open-ended too. Like you can put any clasp on the end of these. If you guys like magnetic, you can do magnetic. I just like to go with just regular like lobster clasps sometimes. And I just felt like with this being such a dainty bracelet that the small lobster clasp would probably like fit it perfectly. So that's why I chose that. But you can absolutely, make a bigger loop on one end and do a button or, whatever you like. There's many, many, many options. I want to really make sure you guys post your creations to the This Beaded Life Facebook group. And, I want to see photos of what you're making and all that stuff. I really want to see that. Please make sure you share with us because all of our friends want to see too. And I guess I never, it still shocks me that you guys like the things that I pick out. I mean, it really does because I've never experienced anything like this before. Anything that I've ever had for you guys, if you wanted to do a kit or something, you guys loved it. And I'm like so happy. That makes me so happy. You guys have no idea. And I'm like, oh wow, they really like my color choices. They like my theme. They like, and it really makes me so happy. It's like the world's best compliment in my book. Like, don't call me smart. Don't call me pretty. Just say, you pick out really good colors. And then I'll be like thrilled. All right. So we are getting there. We are getting there, you guys. I know this seems like a long process on here, but again, like I said, if you've got it, you can fast forward it. I just want to make sure that I repeat the steps over and over. It's very helpful, especially to those who are just learning this stuff. Oops, I got one too many seed beads. There we go. That it's kind of like a repetitive motion here. So yeah, anybody can do bead weaving. Anybody in the world can do it. Look at that. This is so much fun. And it's honestly, this is like one of those motions, like when you're doing something like this, that it just relaxes you and it's like Zen. I don't know how else to explain it. I get so relaxed when I'm doing stuff like this and it just really, I don't know, I just enjoy it. It's like so not stressful to me. Even if I make a mistake, it's not stressful. I just kind of, oh, okay, let me undo my needle and push that back through and let's fix that and it's fine. All right. Sometimes if it gets twisted, there you go. You just got to kind of pop it back into place. I know that I think most of my 1G has come from Danielle. So Danielle's website will have some 1G colors if you're interested. I will make sure that I link that to the description, since there are things on there. There's actually things on there that I just bought the other day. Some toggle clasps that I love and stuff like that. So she has a lot of great stuff on her website if you haven't been there in a while to check it out. So I will just link her website so you can shop there if you like. And she does have her November project box that's still able to be pre-ordered. So if you want to jump on that, get that pre-ordered before she closes it, and then you'll see everybody else having it, and then you'll be sad that you didn't pre-order it. I just got mine pre-ordered over the weekend, so I thought I was going to be late to the game, but I wasn't. So I'll make sure I link that for you too. I missed out on the October one, and it made me so sad. I have the September one, and I've been working my way through it. It's my little me time project box. And, you know, like if I don't have any videos to do, or I just don't feel like doing a video today because I just kind of want to sit back and relax, and I can bring that out in the living room, and I have my little tray table, and I just sit there and work on a piece from Danielle's project box. I find the YouTube channel or the PDF that I need, and I usually do better with video. Like, I'm not really great at PDF stuff. Like, I mean, some of the stuff I am, but for me, it's more like seeing somebody do it helps me so much more. All right, we are really getting close to finishing up with this side. There we go. And we are going to reinforce this bracelet too. So that's another reason why we have so much extra stringing material, because we want to make sure that it's not going to be, you know, like nice and sturdy. You know, we don't want it to be super duper floppy. We want it to bend with your wrist, but we don't want it to be all like wobbly and weird. So we're going to make sure we reinforce it. Okay. And then this one, and these two. Go through here. And when we do the reinforcing, you'll be able to see where I went through too, because once I get that far, then it is actually really easy to hold it and do that stuff. All right. And I'll just put that through here. And we got one left after this one. And then we do our reinforcing and put our clasps on. Oh, here comes the airplane, guys. Bead plane's coming through. All right. So now you can just kind of go through and just kind of adjust. But like I said, these will all tighten up better once we start reinforcing. But the left hand needle I'm putting down, okay? And I'm picking up my right hand needle. And so you can look at the back and you can see we don't have any errors. It looks really good. You can look at the front and it looks really good. See, there's the back. I think I was off camera because I forgot you guys were really, really close. So I'm going to scoot you back out just a little bit. And let's pick up this one, my right hand. And you see where it's coming out right here out of my 2-hole bead. We're going to take this and we're just going to kind of flip it over. And we're going to keep it pulled tight, but we're going to go through these seed beads to reinforce it. I'm just going through 2 at a time right now. All right. You don't have to try to go through all of them. Just 2 at a time is good enough. Go through those. If you're planning on giving this to somebody, the last thing you want to happen is for it to break and beads go everywhere. I'm going to go through those last 2, and we're just going to go straight down. See where I'm coming out of these 2 seed beads right here, underneath our little wrap over. Okay, I'm gonna go through that. And we're just gonna keep going all the way straight down. This is gonna reinforce that whole side. Don't worry, we won't ignore the other side. So now we're coming out of there. We're gonna go through the 2 seed beads that were part of our base. And these, if you can go through several at a time, it'll save you some time. But if you feel a little uncertain, like you might skip a bead, then just take your time and go through a couple at a time. But you can also just kind of watch, because your bead will look really funky if you end up missing it. It'll be sitting weird. So end up missing one of these little seed beads. So just be careful and just watch where your needle's going. And you can go through a few. And just keep pulling like kind of snug. And going through. All right. Oop. Okay. And we're about halfway there on the side. This part can go really fast, because I just went through 3 of the big beads here and a bunch of the little seed beads. So let's do this again. See, that one was going to not work out. So let's just try to keep it to the 3 big ones, Jody. We don't need to be greedy. And if you turn it like this, you can see if your needle is actually going through your seed beads and not just like skipping over the top of it. All right, so now coming out of that last 2-hole bead, see, you should be, if you see your needle like up in here, just back that needle right back out. But we're good. Okay, so now we have that one here, and we're just going to put our right hand needle down for a second, and we're going to pick up our left hand needle. I know this seems kind of redundant, but trust me, you're going to want to do this part, okay? It doesn't take long to reinforce. It really doesn't. You're just going to want to do it. Let me just kind of untangle or untwist this real quick. There we go. Bring that needle down here so it's out of the way. And now we have our left hand needle that we use to do our little top part. So now we're going to go, we're coming out right here. We're going to go up through all those seed beads, just like we did with the last one. Oh, hold on one second. We'll set that down for a minute. Right back. Okay, sorry guys. I had to step away from the desk for a second. So coming out of the loop seed beads at the end here, and we're just going to go, this time around, we're just going to go straight through like we did on the other side. See if I can make it. There we go. So we can tighten down that side too. I'm having a harder time with the side. Why? Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. All right. All right, I made it through one of those seed beads, so let's get through that second one. go. So I have plenty of string left, which is good because we need it. We need it to do all this reinforcing. Now I'm just making sure that everything looks like it's being pulled tight. So today is Tuesday, and we actually had Taco Tuesday on Tuesday. Normally we don't have Taco Tuesday till like Wednesday or Thursday. So I'm like, So we had tacos for dinner, and Sunday I had made a big, huge Instapot full of red beans and rice. I haven't made it since I believe last winter. And it just sounded good. And I made it a little extra spicy this time. So I had some leftovers at work yesterday, and I was like clearing out my sinuses. And one of the guys, I went to go get more water from the water cooler in my cup, and he's like, "Don't be sniffling." I'm like, no, my lunch was really spicy. But it was really good. It turned out so good. I still have a half a bushel of apples to make. Oh, see. Oh, look, you can see my needle right there. All right, let me pull that out. I missed a bead. It's really easy to do. Pull that back out. I still have like a half a bushel of apples to make some more applesauce. It went over really well, and it's almost gone already because it tastes so good. And I don't add any sugar to my applesauce at all. It's so good. I do add cinnamon, and when I put it in my pressure cooker or my Instapot, you have to put a little bit of water in there, and then just like a couple tablespoons of lemon juice, and it is so delicious. So delicious. And I like to try to use fresh lemon, but I didn't have fresh lemon, so I just used the like real lemon juice that you get at the grocery store. All right, so now we're here. All right. Didn't want to come out there. Go back through there. Okay, I just wanted to come out that 2-hole bead. All right, so then now we're done with that one. But we want to reinforce our little thing we have going on here. So this is our other needle, okay? I know we're picking up needles left and right, but you guys will see it. Once you're done using one, you're going to end up having to use the other. So we're going to go back through this one more time, okay? And your thread will fit through these delicas 3 times. So at least 3 times. It might do 4, but I don't think you need to do 4. So don't worry about that, but it will fit through there. Okay, so now that we are through those delicas, we're going to go through that 2-hole bead. All right, so we're through the 2-hole bead. And then we're going to oh, you know what? I wanted to do, hold on, maybe if I can get myself turned around here. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to come back with the other one. Let's leave that one here. I got myself confused. Okay, so for this one, we're going to keep with the same one. I'm so sorry, guys. So what we're going to end up doing is, no, I'm wrong. What did I do on the last one to reinforce that? I don't remember. I must have had to do some kind of like little turnaround. So here, let's figure it out together because I don't remember. It's been a hot minute, guys. You know what? I think all I did to start it, I think I actually just crossed over here because you don't see it. Like underneath. Yeah, because you don't see this, you don't see the thread. Yeah, so you won't see the thread. Let me just see real quick if I can. Oh yeah, yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but way up in here, you can't really see the thread, but that's what I did, is I crossed underneath one of these beads because I'm not creative enough to figure out how to go back around and all that. And then I just went down. Did I actually forget to put on seed beads right here? I did. Can you believe that? Look, I wonder if I can add to how that would look. I actually forgot to put seed beads on one of these. Let's see how that will look. See if I can, you know what? Kind of like nothing ever happened. All right. You guys, that's our little secret. Don't share that secret with anybody else. Okay, so let's just go coming out that purple bead and go down through those seed beads, back up through the seed beads on the one with the purple. There we go. Oh yeah, see that works. It's not perfect, but hey, at least they're there, right? This one I'll keep for myself. I'll give Danielle the other one because she'll spot my mistake in a heartbeat. All right. She'll spot my mistake, but she won't call me out on it because she's sweet. All right, and through those seed beads. This part to me is the hardest because you're like kind of digging down into those seed beads, going back through again, and it's more of a rounded shape. So to me, it's a little bit harder than just going straight. So this one's a little more challenging for me. Yep, that did go through that one seed bead. Okay. But it is worth it. I still can't believe I missed 2 seed beads. I was doing so good the whole time. I think is that the first one I did that I missed, or is that the second one? Bummer. Well, it wouldn't be a Jody video if I didn't have a Jody error in it, correct? And I just showed you guys how to fix it. So we just fixed it. May not be perfect, but I was not about to undo all of this bracelet to get that fixed. There is no way. Now, if I was selling this, I would probably scrap it and then like redo the bracelet because I think it'd be quicker than trying to undo it. But I'm not, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. So, that was going to miss that bead. Oh, I'm going through the wrong thing anyway. There we go. This right here. Seed bead, seed bead. There we go. And then through that seed bead. All right, we're getting somewhere, guys. This part takes longer. All right, and as a matter of fact, I will go ahead and pause it since this part does take really super long. All I'm doing is just going back through every single one of these little beads just to reinforce it. There we go. Make sure I'm getting the right seed bead. So let me just go through the 2-hole bead. And there we go. There it is. It was hiding from me. Through that. Okay. Made it through the one. Did I make it through both? Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to pause it now, and I'm just going to finish up the rest of this. It's about halfway through. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm putting my last strand through this 2-hole bead, and I'm coming up right next to my other strand here. Oops. Come on. There we go. Oh. Had it. There we go. All right. So now that we have that, all right, we're just going to go back through, and everything is nice and tight here. So it looks good. Let's just kind of test it out. Yep, looks like it's going to fit. So now what we can do is we can take these two. I'm going to take my needles off because we don't need our needles anymore. Just stick those in my mat. We're going to tie these two together. Okay, I still have extra thread. And if you wanted to, you could use up all your thread and just keep going back through as much as you want. But I'm okay. I think we're okay. So I'm going to do like a double knot here. And we're going to bring it down and try to pop it underneath that seed bead there, okay? And do one more. All the way down and pop it right underneath that seed bead. Okay, so now you shouldn't see my knot at all. So what we're going to do, snip this off as close as we can get to it. You can use our thread burner, and we can use it right now. Let me just grab it real quick. If you don't have one of these are wonderful. It's called the Thread Zap 2 by Beadsmith, and I will link to that for you on my Amazon shop, and you guys can find that there. That's where I got mine from. So you just hold down the button, this gets warm, and you can just use it to clean up your knot. And if you have any other little rando threads that you like if you had to add thread or something and you had like another little knot somewhere, you can use it for that too. But we are good. We have it. Oh, put that back together. Let's put on our jump ring and clasp, and then we're going to wear our bracelet. Mine has the mistake. Danielle's does not. So we're going to give Danielle hers, and I'll keep mine. All right. So all I did is I just used simple jump ring and lobster clasp. Just made it super easy. Just loop that on our little loop. Put our lobster clasp on. Close it up. And where's the other one? There it is. There it is. The opening of that jump ring. And there we go. And if you wanted to, like I said, you could use something a little more ornate. I just thought with this being such a nice petite bracelet that we would just use a petite clasp. All right, now we're gonna get this clasp put on. We're gonna put this bracelet on, I mean. Let me grab my little bracelet helper. I know I just used it earlier. Where is it? probably misplaced it like I do everything, you guys. Bear with me one moment while I get this clasp on, because I don't see my bracelet helper. My room is such a mess that it's probably like buried underneath something. Do you remember like 6 months ago when I said when my room was clean, I said I was going to keep it that way? Well, yeah. All right, so here it is, and I think it turned out so pretty, you guys. Check it out. So the 7-inch bracelet fits my wrist perfectly. Again, if you're needing more, you just add a few more, or you can add an extender chain. But it turned out really, really cute. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think of this bracelet in the comments. And don't forget, I will link some important things for you in the description of this video. Bye, guys. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.